Good morning, Niagara. You're tuned into Car Connection, where the coffee's hot, the tools are ready, and the talk is always tuned up. I'm your host, Niall Motormouth Jenkins, coming to you straight from the Car Connection Workshop, where we mix a little humor, a little know-how, and a whole lot of horsepower. Here, it's not just about fixing cars. It's about keeping you rolling, saving you money, giving you the confidence to understand what's under that hood. From the classics to the commuters, the weird noises to the what the heck moments, we've got you covered. So grab your coffee, sit back, join the crew, because this is Car Connection, your Monday through Saturday morning pit stop for stories, smarts, a few good laughs, and I'm Niall Motormouth Jenkins. We're here and shifting into drive this morning. It is Friday, folks. That was me. Listen to that. It's kind of creepy, right? It's just a spring. That's all it is. It's just a spring. It's all good. It's not broken or anything. We don't have to fix it. Yeah, we've made it to Friday. It's fun Friday. So if you're just splitting through the drive-through, grabbing your gear to hit the highway and get to work on time, that's good. No speeding, all right? Keep an eye on the other guy. And lock down that beverage, because that first turn can be a doozy getting out of the parking lot. My goodness, sometimes it's so... You ever notice it's... Sometimes you can just kind of scoot through, get your gear on your way, zzz, and you're gone. And other times it's like, am I on a different planet? You're just waiting and waiting. You just can't make that turn and get back into traffic. Yeah, because nobody will let you. They're all on some kind of race. I know there's only one checkered flag, folks. There's only one. That's all you got to know. There's one winner. Oh, I forgot. There's no losers here. We're all winners. That's right. Yeah. When we say that in the shop, we're not saying it in a nice way. Well, welcome to Friday. The weekend is here. I hope that you're not working weekends, but if you are like I am, it's no big deal. We just scavenge some white space later on during the week. So you grab it when you can get it and be happy with it. That's just the way it is. Well, let's jump into our morning swiggy right away while things are hot, fresh, and ready to roll. We thank our program partner, Niagara Block at 5000 Montrose Road, Niagara Falls. Building Canada since 1931, creating building blocks of all sorts. So every building you look at that has got block on it, they probably made it. That's what I'm thinking. 1931 till now, they've made a lot of blocks, I would imagine. Wouldn't you? They have all the metal building supplies that you need as well. But if you're looking to create that beautiful backyard space that you've always wanted, you know, that outdoor oasis, that living space outside, they can help you do all of that. They have just outstanding products to help you create that beautiful space. So thank you to Dave and Kathy Grimo and his brother Dan for making it happener. Building Canada since 1931. If you're looking to have that outdoor space created and you don't have a contractor, call Niagara Block and talk to Kathy Grimo, because she has a list of contractors that you know that she knows that you can count on to estimate, create the job, start the job, and finish the job so that you can enjoy that beautiful outback space that you've always wanted. So thank you to the Grimo family for making that possible, and for Building Canada since 1931. They've been busy. They've been busy over there. All right, let's have our morning swiggy. If you're joining us for the very first time, it's Fun Friday. A couple of things have to happen on Fun Friday. We have to get started with our morning swiggy throughout the week as well. So we count it down, 3, 2, 1. And it's okay, whatever morning beverage it is that you're happy with, we're happy for you. Okay, that's just the way it is. Ours has to be high octane. My first beverage in the morning is my herbals to get my engine started and keep me running smoothly. It's kind of my additives, if you will. Got to have my additives, then I can have my coffee. It has everything to do with this stupid thing called cortisol. Makes you fat. Son of a gun, we got to be able to flush that out of there, don't you think? If we can fix cars, we should be able to deal with the cortisol. That's what I'm thinking. We might have to put that in the crosshairs and figure it out. But anyways, no coffee 1 hour after you wake up, according to the cortisol digest. Otherwise, you get fatter. I don't know, but it's proven. I do my herbal elixir first, and I don't touch coffee for an hour, and I don't look like the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Good. That's good. Because clothing's expensive, you know. You got to be on the skinny side of the rack all the time. That's where the cheap clothes are. The skinny stuff. Well, here's how we do it. Raise your favorite cup of morning beverage, whatever it may be. In about an hour, I will have a nice, hot, steamy cup of coffee times 3. Yeah. And cortisol is taking a hike. You ready? 3, 2, 1. What is that in there? What the heck is that? What the heck is that? Oh, piece of ginger. Well, there you go. Better not say that out loud. Everybody's going to want a piece in their morning herbals. Ah, man, that's even hot. I'm going to sneak another one. Do you mind? Okay, let's do it. Ah, that goes down good. Little extra dose of local honey is always a good thing too, right? Absolutely. Well, we better find out what's going on outside today, because it has been all over the road map. Don't you think? If you're in the Niagara region where we're located on south shores of Lake Erie, it has been the banana weather. It's all over the map. We haven't seen any snows, but it's been windy galore and raining with more wind, plus more rain, times rain equals rain, divided by rain is rain. Well, let's take a look and see what's going on this morning. We thank our certified financial planning professionals and our program partners long time, Tony Miele and Larry Tetro. They are there for you. So if you have questions, they have 50 years experience as fiduciaries. They are my personal financial planners, my brothers from other mothers, and let me tell you, there's absolutely nothing you're going to have done or say that they haven't heard before. And they know how to put a game plan together to help you. But what you have to do is reach out to them first and say, howdy, hi, and set yourself up with the discovery meeting, the hour and a coffee. So if you have questions regarding an investment portfolio, if it's in the bank, you need to get a bag, go and get it, and get it out of there, because it's not making you money, it's making them money. So you got to turn that around, folks. No disrespect to the banks, but they're there to loan money and allow us to pay them interest. That's it. That's where they are in the food chain. They don't help us with tax issues. They don't help us deal with debt. They don't make a plan to help us get out of that. They want us to be paying interest, just like the credit card companies. We are their best clients. And you know what spurred me on a number of years ago was this. In the bank, I heard the bank manager say, I love all these people because they're our best two-legged assets. They're paying us interest all the time. That's what I heard. And I saw red, and that's when I started working to get out of debt. But COVID's put me back in debt. I can't say that for everybody, but it took us off at the knees, what we worked 26 and a half years hard for, lost most of it, and now building back. Better, faster than lightning bolts. How fast is that? That's pretty fast. So let's say thank you to Tony and Larry. They're willing to give up some of their time to help you. They don't need any more clients. They've been around quite a while, but they'll help you because you know me. So leave your wallet at home. Leave your purse at home. Book that hour and a coffee. Get your questions answered. Investment portfolio, debt, estate planning, You got 18-year-old kids at home. You need to be their health proxy. If you don't have that worked out, that needs to get worked out. Mortgages, great rates, fantastic people to work with. Haven't been with a bank for a mortgage for a long time. Life insurance, critical illness insurance. And I'll say this, folks, insurance may seem like an expense till you need it. It's a very wise investment. So get that hour and a coffee booked with either Tony Miele or Larry Tetro and sit down and get it ironed out and get that stress off of you. A lot of people are under a ton of pressure, a ton of stress. Hello, but you've got to stay focused, and I'm here for you. I'm in your corner. I'm rooting you on because there are ways you can use your automobile to slingshot you forward. Regardless of what all the advertisements say and all the talking heads, you can use that paid-off automobile to slingshot you forward, not backwards, forwards. They want you to believe, and they're doing everything in their powers, the car manufacturers, to get you out of your ride and get you into another one making payments. That's the car game. In this past couple of weeks, I've been watching the car game ramp up. And we're going to talk about that today, but I'm going to make fun of it a little bit because we do need to make light of it, because when you know how to play the car game like I do, 44 plus years, I see right through their smoke screen. And I go, oh, you're trying that one again out of the playbook. Oh, I see. I got it. I got it figured out. But that's where you, the consumer, needs to become a prosumer, not a consumer. So let's jump into the daily weather. Remember, don't shoot the piano player. I just play the tunes. I don't pick them. All right, here's what we got. Let's read it and weep if we have to. I know, April showers bring May flowers, but I've seen the flowers, but my feet are getting webbed. And my umbrella broke. My Nelly broke. It looks like something out of a horror movie now. It's kind of limping on one side. Creepy. You could take an eye out. 36 degrees right now, mostly clear. Feels warmer. About 37. I couldn't feel it. That 1 degree, no. Cloudy conditions expected around 9 a.m. this morning, so be careful. Tread lightly. There are babes in the woods. Today's temperature range is from 36 to 46 degrees. Feels like 36 to 44. Hey, they took away 2 degrees. Must be inflation. I don't know. Let's check into that. Yesterday, we had a balmy 48 yesterday. Can you believe that? Woohoo! Today's balmy temperature, we're going to top out at 46. But remember, it's going to feel more like 44. So you might want to take your snow pants today if you're in the Niagara region. If you're in a warm climate, yeah, like the British Virgin Islands, it's always seems to be 80 something there. Good spot to hang out, I think. Good spot. Let's see, we have any wet stuff today? Whew. We have a 0. 0 inches. Yesterday, 0.05. So, nothing on the dial right now. But I did see a yellow alert today. Here it is. Yellow advisory. Frost. At 4:10 this morning. I didn't step outside. I just got up. I would have been just up and peeling my eyes open with the best spoon in the drawer at 4:10. Pretty much. All right, let's bounce into this thing this morning. Remember, by noon today, you got to have your questions in for Q&A Saturday, which is coming up tomorrow. So I've got to set everything in motion just after lunch today. So if you could do that for me, you got car questions, get them in. And then once I've got the last one in, so at 12:01 p.m., yeah, it's starting to sound like a car manufacturer, customer service. You're 0.0001 kilometer over the warranty line. I'm sorry. I'd really like to help you, but I can't. Thank you, and have a nice day. Well, it's Friday, noon hour, cutoff time for questions. So get your questions in. I only have time to select 3 and get through those 3 and unpack them so that I give you a proper answer, not a a half-butt answer. Is it half-happered or half-hazard? I don't know. It's Friday. A half answer. I don't want to give you a half answer or a very lazy answer. I break the questions out so that I can give you as much information as I can without putting you to sleep. Yeah, you can do that reading War and Peace, or better yet, your owner's manual. Big bowl of popcorn. Make sure you got your blanket and your blibble, and get ready. Get ready for the best snooze of your life. If you can make it through one chapter of your owner's manual, you're doing better than the millions of others that don't even touch it. Absolutely. Thank you to Earl and Louise Grant, another one of our program partners that's stuck with us through thick and thin. I was just checking the other day. I was going through files because, it's tax time and all that stuff, and it's time to pull out all the stuff that's taking up space that you don't need anymore and shred it. So I spent some time yesterday doing that. It's looking a little emptier in here right now. I see space, the final frontier. So if you or someone you know is looking to get a quality vehicle and purchase that from people that stand for honesty and integrity, not a penny less, that would be husband and wife team Earl and Louise Grant at City Auto Sales and Leasing, Greater Toronto Area's premier pre-owned auto store. Low mileage, quality vehicles at fair prices. They sell no junk, my friends. That's how they made it to Car Connection. And Louise reached out to me a number of years ago. They've been with us 7 years now. It's crazy good. So, they have a lot of inventory under roof. Their cars look like brand new. Earl's a car guy. They have all the resources to find that specific vehicle you're looking for. So if they don't have it and it's out there and it's any good to bring back, push, pull, or drag, they don't do that. If they got to push, pull, or drag something in, that goes into the used car corral, as is, where is. Take your chances. And you know what? Sometimes if that's where you got to go and shop for something, you got a budget like a couple of grand. Sometimes you might have to do that, is go and see what's buried in the back of the used car corral that just kind of goes down the road, and see if there's something there that you can use to slingshot you into your next vehicle, but use it as a not a forever car, but to get you there car. You probably have to sock some money into it, but as long as it's solid, everything else is fixable. As long as the engine, transmission are good, the structure is good, you may be able to find something for a couple of grand that you can fixer-upper. And, if it got you a year or two down the road to get you into a better position, that's a winner right there. That is a winner. Absolutely is. So check in with them if that's kind of where your budget is. Let them know, because they do take some trades in. We haven't really talked about that, but they do take in some trades, but they get put in the back and then they get picked up and hauled off. So if that's your case, let them know. If you have a budget like $5,000 or under, if something comes in that's a trade that's got some life left in it, please let us know. Maybe they can help you out. So check in with them, because you're in a good place there. Let them know the vehicle that you're specifically looking for, and let them resource it. If there's a good one out there, Earl will find it. If there's nothing worthy of slapping some bucks down on, they won't do it. They won't do it. And I don't blame them. So a little more housekeeping. Everything we talk about lives on our website. If you're joining us for the first time, you'll find everything and anything. All our platforms are there. Our program partners are there. Our online store is there. Everything on the homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. So for you to, if you'd like to follow share, subscribe, be a part of our YouTube channel. We have, I think we're well over 400 pieces now for you to entertain yourself there and learn all the basic fundamentals of owning and operating an automobile. No matter what age group or whatever species you are, you're okay there. You're good. You're good with us. So make sure you subscribe because, 95% of you are enjoying the videos, and I thank you. Skippy and I thank you so much for that because we really put it out there for you and try and cover all the things that will help you to get some of that nightmare of owning and operating an automobile off your back. And it's very, very true that you can, as I just mentioned moments ago, own and operate an older automobile. And right now, that's the winner. If you have an older automobile, do not let go of it. You keep that baby going. We're going to talk about that a little bit more as well because hearing it's becoming a serious buzzword out there is keep hold of your older vehicle. You're in much better shape than the stuff that's out there right now from the domestics. There's lots of problems going on. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more of how they try and hide this stuff so it ends up costing you money. So hang in there. I'm going to give you some more details on how to play the car game better and be a prosumer versus a consumer. Because these car manufacturers, they think we're all dumber than a willow branch. Do you know that? They really do. They think they got us. They really do. But I'm going to tell you a little tip and a trick today that will bring them to their knees. Literally in 30 days. And then, you know what? Then the tail will be wagging the dog. Because if you're not the lead dog, the view is always the same. But I'm going to give you a couple of tidbits on we as consumers can turn this whole mess around very, very quickly. So hang in there. Motormouth's got some nuggets for you. And you know what? If they want to call and complain, I'll just let them know that the complaint line starts at the southwest corner and it goes all the way around the building. So you might want to pack a sack lunch or something. Yeah. So just a reminder to those negative Nellies and negative Normans. Carry on. Yeah, you won't hit the target. Got to keep moving. They throw dirt on you. Nice, huh? Very nice. Where was I heading? Oh, yeah. Homepage of our website is everything's there for you. 95% of you are enjoying the videos. And again, thank you from Skippy and I very much. We work very hard to bring you more quality videos every single week that have everything in it to teach you the 5 things. What it is, where it is, how it works, how it breaks, and how you could have learned just some basic vehicle ownership fundamentals when it comes to repairs and maintenance. You don't need to be a rocket scientist. But if you learn, just take the time to learn some basic fundamentals, it'll prevent you from having stress, chaos, and anxiety. Anxiety. Apparently I can't say that word. Anxiety. Yeah, emotional damage. We don't want that. Owning an automobile, you don't have to have that emotional damage. So, subscribe. You're giving me emotional damage. Yeah. We're trying to get to our limit so that we can get some money from the algorithms and buy parts and help people. We want to be able to provide the parts. We already provide the labor if we're allowed to shoot the video series. That's a pretty good deal. And we keep an ear to the ground and have some peeps out there that keep their ears to the ground if we find or discover a family that's going through some hard times and the car's giving them gears, that we can step in and do something. Because we could all do something for someone else. If you want to feel good about yourself, you know what? When you suck, go and help somebody. Watch what happens to your attitude. It totally changes. It really does. Don't look at it like, well, they're going to get further ahead than me. This is the big problem in the world right now. Yeah. You can't rejoice in watching somebody win. What is up with that? You might want to hang around with them because they might buy you lunch, Become pals. Don't be afraid. You know what fear is? False evidence appearing real. That's what it is. That's fear. False evidence appearing real. Fear has no place here. So like, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss the next rescue project and maintenance tips and real world car ownership advice. Help us bump our subscription numbers up because we're sliding backwards. We need to get that 95% down to 0. If we can do that, it's a yippee-ki-yay. Everyone wins in the Car Connection Workshop. Everyone wins. And it could be you. It absolutely could be you. We have so much on the plate that we want to do in and around the Niagara region to help those who are really, really struggling, because there's a lot of people struggling out there. The food banks are on super overload, so if you can do anything there, a jar of peanut butter, a box of crackers, whatever you can do makes a huge difference. It sure does. It reminds me of a story. Here you go. You had to go take me there. A grandfather and his daughter walking the beach on the shores of the ocean. And there's all these starfish have washed up on the beach. And they're trying to get back into the ocean, and the birds are picking them off one at a time. The little girl looks at her grandfather, and she's bending down, and she's grabbing these starfish, and she's slinging them into the water. And there's thousands and thousands of them. And she's so upset as she's grabbing these starfish and slinging them into water. The grandfather grabs her hand and says, "Honey, what are you doing?" "The starfish, Grandpa. The birds are picking them off. They need to get back in the water. That's where they need to go." The grandpa says, "Well, look at how many there are out there. Do you really think you're going to make a difference?" As she picks one up and she throws it into the ocean, she says, "Well, Grandpa, it just made a difference to that one." There you go. Reach out and help somebody. Anything you can do. $2. Grab a couple extra items at the grocery store and get them to the food bank. Do something, because it's a mess out there right now, but we need to stay positive because it is Fun Friday here in the Car Connection Workshop, and we don't suck on Fridays. We don't. Well, we suck less. That's all I got to say. We're better by Friday. We're a little bit better by Friday. So get your questions in by noon. Be sure to like, subscribe, ring the bell so you don't miss a single rescue project, maintenance tips, and real-world car ownership advice to help you win. I'm here to help you win the car game. There's all kinds of things in my way here. What's going on? Who's messing with my stuff? Don't touch my stuff. I had a board operator one time, and he was a retired GM radiator worker, and he was so paranoid of computers. Yeah, you remember the green screen computers and that great big monstrous behemoth of monitors, those behemoth things on a stand? And he was trying to learn the computer system at the network the best he possibly could. And I would just touch the monitor and he'd go, "Oh, Niall, don't do that. Don't do that." And I go, "What? I just touched it." "No, don't do that." He was so fearful that, the computer would do something and he would have no idea how to fix it. Hey, I'm just like that still. I am no brainiac on the computer, but I do my very best to learn all this stuff, this new digital stuff, so we can be here for you. So on the homepage of our website, top right-hand corner, everything you need to connect with us. We thank you for doing that because that helps us to grow and move forward and reach more and more people all around this rock that we're spinning on. So we have our YouTube channel there, Facebook, Instagram, Stevensville on the web. We are in that website as a professional. I know. I'm laughing as I'm saying it. But anyhow, we put articles there, and Skippy, our videographer, created that website because she's from Stevensville. My pops lives there. Her parents live there. And she knows, I think she pretty much knows everything there. And so she created that website to bring the business owners, the local business owners in the community together. And I think that is so, so cool. So she puts bloopers there and outtakes and reels and stuff up on Facebook, Instagram, and StevensvilleOnTheWeb.ca. And she does that without me knowing, and puts some funny stuff up there for so that she can entertain you and just show you what kind of a goofy fella I am. I'm just a fella. That's it. I'm not the man. I'm just a man. That's it. That's me. What you see is what you get. So check us out there. We also have our iHeart podcast icons there. So whatever platform you're pulling your podcast from, you can find us. Car Connection Workshop. We're on the biggies: Spotify, Amazon, Apple. Yep. And Podbean. We're on there too. So I've been asking you guys, you fellas and fellettes, if you had a car and you named it Podbean, what kind of car would that be? Or somebody said, you can only name your next car Podbean. What kind of car would it be for you? I've got one in mind. I'm waiting to see if anybody, I'm doing a survey. I'm waiting to see if anyone would pick the vehicle that I have in my mind's eye that I could call very confidently the Podbean. All right, so send me your questions today by noon for Q&A Saturday. And what are your thoughts on that? What would that car be? That the only name you could pick is Podbean. Let me know. I'm very curious about that. So our online store is available. Motormouth Car Connection merch is in there. Grab some merch and know that all the proceeds go to Total Freedom Addiction Campuses Canada and USA, helping those who've made that decision to say goodbye to their addiction once and for all. We want to help them get to a Total Freedom Addiction Campus where it's not a program, folks. It's a life change. So there's a new life awaiting them there. And we thank you, Skippy and I, for supporting our online store so that we can do something for those who, I've seen what addiction can do. I've been in a relationship with somebody who had a couple of really bad addictions ongoing for decades, and it just destroys everything. That's what it does. It's destroying them. It's destroying everyone around them. And you got to get to that point where you say, today's the day. Whatever I got to do, I got to get past this, over it, round it, under it, through it. And that's what they do at Total Freedom Addiction Campuses. So now you know. You can check them out even further. I recommend that you do that. Just click on their logo on a homepage at carconnectionbusinessnetwork.com. You can purchase anything in the Freedom Expressions online store that they created for us. And so the proceeds go to them. We don't need it. We want them to have it. Yeah, well, we do need it, but you know what? You got to pay it forward. If it's I just heard somebody say yesterday in doing research, there's only two kinds of people in the world. And I've known this for decades through my professor. There's only two types of people on the entire planet: givers and takers. Which one are you? You can only stand in one arena at one time. So learn to be a giver. Watch what happens in your world, in your own world, in your mind. Things change. The attitude will change. You will see it. You'll see it happen. You'll become a better person. That's what I ask for every single day. Is make me a better person today than I was yesterday. That's the best thing I can do. We're not here to change anybody. We're here to help one another. And we've had some setbacks. in this country, and we need to get back up on our feet because we're great Canadians. That's right. We're great Canadians. Exactly. And this is our country. Canada is our country, folks. I'm in it for you. I'm pulling for you today. So thank you to Crystal Ridge Dream Center, serving men, women, and children meals, love, and hope, changing lives one at a time in the entire Niagara region. They are feeding a lot of people on Tuesdays and Fridays, and today's a feed day. They'll probably feed about 300, and the cost for that is $800. $800 a feed. So they feed on Tuesdays and on Fridays, and they get no government funding whatsoever. They're having a massive roast beef dinner at the Lions Club in Ridgeway is putting that on for them. Fundraiser, gift baskets, all kinds of prizes that all the proceeds go to Crystal Ridge Dream Center and help them to do what we can't do, and that is all the programs they have for the kids after school is just crazy good. They take them in, they love on them, they feed them, they make sure they're not hungry. They put games together that are, mind expanding for them to get them thinking. And chocolate bingo. I'm not sure how that one works, but I'd like that. They have music lessons, mentoring, help with their homework, and then they send them on their merry way. And that, I think that is so cool. But there's programs running there for single moms, widows, orphans, young adults, seniors. Everybody has a place there at Crystal Ridge Dream Center. So they also have a vintage record sale coming up in June. So all that information is readily available for you on our website. Just click on their logo and get into their homepage, and you'll see what's going on there and how you can help. So anything you can do is a bonus. All right? Anything you can do is an absolute bonus there. Trust me. Their volunteers work really hard. They love what they do, and helping to run the programs there that they got to provide their own resources. There's nothing from outside. It comes from you and me and local businesses. That's it. Well, what were we going to talk about today? Well, Fun Friday, you never know what you're going to get. Here it is exactly a box of chocolates on Friday, because by Friday, my brain has gone into Chernobyl meltdown, pretty much. And I was up late last night working on the FJ. We are making headway now. And I smashed my finger on something, and it was really hard. And it was like egads, man. That's better than coffee, but that stinking hurts. It's a little sore this morning. Yeah. If you saw what happened, you'd go, you really have a finger left there? Yeah, thanks. It was good. Good times. Just me and the FJ, and then a great big, creepy, crawly, big bum spider comes down out of nowhere right in front of my face. I'm like, oh, did I invite you? Hello. Yeah, you have to go outside now. Yeah, you can't be here. If you can't hold a wrench, you can't be here, fella. So we had to take care of that. That was interesting. So if any of you have spider phobia, that would have been a good one, because I'm looking and I thought it was a stink bug, and I swiped at it, and next minute I got this great big 8-legged doodah coming at me right at eyeball height, and I'm on my creeper. It was like, oh yeah, okay, you got my attention now. That's a nice one. I'll bet you bite. Yeah, hard. So anyways, we took care of that. But we got a lot of stuff done last night. When I say we, it's me, myself, and I. So we're getting there. The radiator's in. All the hoses have been taken care of. There was some other stuff going on with the power steering. Took the reservoir out. It was so dark that I couldn't even read it anymore. And that's what happens. And you know why the oil is dark? It's degradation. It's the heating and the cooling. And that's high performance power steering oil in there, just to let you know. Fully synthetic. How come, if it lasts a lifetime, how come it turned black? Just saying. You know, if you leave your Raisin Bran muffins on the top rack at $4.50 or on broil, what do you get? Burnt offerings. Yeah, even if the synthetic, 100% synthetic Raisin Bran muffin mix, they're still going to burn. I'm just saying. So what happened to my power steering fluid, guy? It's called thermal breakdown, folks. That's why I keep saying, anyone who's squawking maintenance free at you, they have a different agenda for you. And let's get into that. So I came up with a couple of ideas this morning, being Fun Friday, again, and I want to say thank you to all of you who are subscribed and are following us on our online community, but also that are supporting our recommended businesses as we continue to build and rebuild our Car Connection business network. So I'm going to be approaching all the businesses that we've lost in the past, which is a lot. And over the 4.5 years or 5 years of stupidity, that really took us off at the knees. We became ground beef, and not funny, because it's all lean ground beef, and I like the fatty stuff. Can't get it anymore. But tallow really works. You bet your bippy it does. So anyways, Fun Fridays. Here's what I got for you. We're going to cover it all. The car game continues. So let's start there. Let's unpack that right then and there. I'll tell you, it has been an amazing, busy week all over the interwebs. Only where I go looking, where I know I can get factual information. Again, if you missed it yesterday, you want to know what's going on with these EVs that are turning into marshmallow roasting automobiles. Yeah, I'm poking fun at them because, you know what? Why would we want more product from the same place that's causing fires and bring 84,000 more components here? Why would we want to do that? Because we want a hot dog roast, a weenie roast, and make s'mores? No. So that car game continues. Go to the NHTSA to have a look at anything that may be of interest to you. If you own one of the GM products right now with the 5.3 and 6.2 liter engines, stay away. The best, if you asked me at 3 o'clock in the morning, I would say just run. Well, I found a great deal. Run, and run. Because here's what I just uncovered yesterday, and it doesn't surprise me. I'm not in shock or awe. That two things. The car manufacturers are making it more and more difficult for the do-it-yourselfer to work on the car, and I'll back that up in just a moment. Getting parts from the dealer. They don't really want to sell you the parts to fix your car. They don't really want to provide the parts for you to fix your car. They much rather walk you over. Come with me. You're going car shopping. It's time to get rid of your older car now. Look at it. It's old. It's really old. It's getting old. You feel the brain sucking with the turkey baster? Yeah. That's what's going on. And there is a term for it, but I'm going to check it first. I'm going to fact check it first, and then come Monday morning, if it's everything I think it is that unpacks this whole thing that I'm telling you right now about the car game, the car manufacturers do not want you to know this term. They don't. Why? Because it blows them all in. That's why. You know how you get rid of darkness? You put light on it. That's right. That's how you get rid of darkness. Turn the light on. Get it under the light. Exactly. Somebody else once said that. If you want to get rid of darkness, put sunshine on it. That's right. Sunny ways. Okay, let's not spin down in that orbit. So anyways, I've been following this along, and it brings me right back, deja vu, 1992, when this whole charade with cars began, where they were going to make it, car manufacturers going to make it next to impossible for us to get information so we could fix your car outside the dealership. Yeah, it's called the Right to Repair Act. You can check that out. It's real. And it's going on in the U.S. right now. We've been battling it for years in Canada. The Right to Repair Act. You can check that out. It's real as the nose on your face. The dealerships and the car manufacturers were trying to squeeze us little guys out so that you had to go back to the dealer for repair work. Period. They didn't want some of the repair work. They wanted it all. Well, here's what's changed. Get ready for this one, boys and girls. They don't want you fixing their cars. They don't want to sell you the parts. They don't want to get you the parts. They want you to leave the thing alone and wander over to the sales team and get another one. And I find it interesting that they're selling pre-owned models. Yeah, used. I find that interesting. I think they'd really want to push new junk that's coming out. Because I'll tell you right now, the buzzword all over the interwebs from auto mechanics that I know, keep your old vehicles, folks. That's what I'm hearing. And I've been saying that in my head for probably 2 decades. Take care of that older vehicle because it's going to be golden. When we get down the road, it's going to be a golden model, let me tell you. And it sure is. And one fellow said it yesterday. You might want to put chains on your car overnight because people are going to be coming and looking for your older car and wanting to buy it. They're going to want to get it out of your hands into their hands because you know why? More reliable. Parts are available aftermarket. You don't got to go to the dealer. Stuff. That's how they make their living, aftermarket parts jobbers. They're providing the parts so you can keep your older vehicle going. An engineer said that yesterday in a program I watched. And he went on for half an hour. And the bottom line was, he said, keep your older vehicle. If it's not rotted out, keep it. Put parts on it. Keep it going. Stay away from the newer stuff. It's got problems. So now let's move into the learn how to play the game. Because here's the thing. Okay, Chevrolet right now is really leaving a bad taste in the mouths of those who have been loyal to their product forever with the blunder, the boondoggle, so to speak, of the 5.3 liter engine and the 6.2. They've known that engine's been a problem since late 2020, 2021. Hello, we're in 2026. When are you going to fix the damn problem? Here's the deal. You have one of these jobbies. The first engine blows. If you make it between 700 and 10,000 miles, you'll be lucky. And they put you the next one in. They only put the same product in that you had in the first place because they don't have any replacement engines right now that are fixed, where the problem's fixed. So what do they have? Same junk they take out is the same junk they're putting in. Here's the game, folks. The car manufacturer's hoping that the next replacement hangs in there long enough to put you outside of warranty, and then you get to pay for it, the next one. Those aren't my words. I heard those words right from the manufacturer. Those words were spewed from the manufacturer. There you go. That started in 1992, folks. We saw it coming. That they were making it difficult for us to get information to be able to reprogram computers if we had to change them on your automobile. We could get they would sell us the computer, but it had no software in it. So we would have to fix the car, then flatbed it to the dealer, and they charge us an astronomical amount of money to program the software into the computer that we purchased, diagnosed the car because they couldn't, and fixed it, but they had us on the chain. That's when the Right to Repair Act was just cooking. Yeah, like a nuclear reactor. And so now it's ramped up. They make it real hard at dealership level to get you parts. I've been waiting almost 8 weeks for a little kit, 2 components to fix the shifter on our 2008 Nissan Rogue. the handle is so loose, it spins around. So when you go to try and put it into gear, you got to kind of hang on to it because it spins around. I've been waiting 8 weeks for the components. 2 weeks ago, I called them back and they said, we'll put that on a rush order. I still don't have it. So there's proof in the pudding right there. We've had this conversation three times. So now I'm going to have to go outside that dealer to someone else and see if we can get something happening, because that needs to be fixed. To me, it's a bit of a safety issue. Because you could lose grip on the shifter or the handle could come right off. And, if you're an elderly person, that would probably freak you out a little bit. I broke it. It's stuck in gear. Yeah, because you got to now know how to put the handle back on. So, you know what I'm saying? It may be something that seems simple, but it really isn't. It could really frustrate an elderly person to the point where they, take their foot off the brake and drive into something. It can happen. Or back into something. Depends what gear you're in. So this is proof in the pudding. They want to tick you off to the point where you just go, well, that's it, I'm just getting rid of it. That's what they want you to say. That's where they want to push you to emotionally to get to that point. Well, I'm just not going to put any more money into this. They want you to pay, and this is their words. They want you to pay it off, and then go get another one. And do the same thing, and go get another one. And they hope like heck that their junk stays together long enough that once you're outside of warranty, that's when the major stuff goes. Then you'll dump it and go get another one. You following the game? Yeah. This all started back in 1992, folks. And here we are. We were talking about it back then around the workbench with a pot of coffee and a fresh box of donuts. We were watching. The sharp guys, we were watching how the game was coming on between the manufacturer and the dealer. I mean, Toyota's not out of this either. They got an engine. They've got engines that are full of machining debris that are blowing up. But they don't have engines to replace them that are okay. So that's another problem. And I like that manufacturer. I'm very disappointed in that. I mean, in the domestics, we've been watching this crap for so many years. It's just the same old playbook. It's just the same old playbook. Sorry, we'd really love to help you, but we can't. But we have a new model coming out. Can we send you some information on that? Get your butt over to the dealership and get you one of these. That's what they want. If you all really knew all the backside of manufacturing and how the price of these vehicles have gone through the roof, there would be a revolution in this country that we would never be able to stop. You guys would lose it. You really would. And I've got people in those places that have shared stuff with me that just, you know what? My phone, my email, and maybe even my life would be put in jeopardy if I shared with you what I know from the behind the curtain when it comes to the manufacturers. It's disgusting. That's what I got to say about it. It's disgusting. They should be forced to drink nothing less than really bad decaf and disrespected coffee beans for the rest of their life. Yeah, and really old maggot-infested cheese. I don't know why I said that. I think it's just something left over from the original Fear Factor. Yeah. Would you do half of that stuff for that kind of money, $100,000? No. Are you going to put an African cave-dwelling spider in your mouth that's biting you and pulling at your lip and everything? It's the size of your hand for $100,000? No. Would you lay in a coffin filled with rats? No. For $100,000? No. Would you eat 100-year-old egg for $100,000? No. How do I remember all this stuff? Because long before Joe Rogan became one of the best podcasters on the planet, he was the host of Fear Factor, and yes, I watched it. And I'd go, I wouldn't do that for like $100 million. Anyhow, number 2, you got to learn how to play this thing, folks. And I'm your coach. And our Car Connection fleet maintenance service is just about ready. We are on the cusp. I did not get time to check it yesterday because I was up to my ears in alligators all day. That's how I ended up working in the shop last night, to catch up on the mechanicals so we can shoot you more good stuff next week. And we got some really good stuff coming up. We got a new vid coming out today. There's some FJ series starting. I believe that's started already. Yeah, there's just so much going on. And we got a new series coming up once the FJ's gone outside, coming out of the other side of the campus here. It's in the staging lanes. We got all the parts. I've been collecting them for years. Yeah. The car that's coming in was going to be a gift for someone, but that didn't happen. Circumstances out of control. That's all I'm going to say. So you got to learn how to play this car game, folks. I know how to play it, and I know where to look to get the intel so we know what they're doing ahead of time and what to stay away from. So, folks, if you're truck shopping, I would highly recommend just stay away from the GM thing right now until they get it sorted out, because they're going to throw it on. They want to throw it on your plate, and that's dishonest, period. That's what makes me upset. That's dishonest. You know, as my professor always taught me, he'd say, you know, being in business for yourself, people will look at you a whole lot differently while you're making money off me. Well, so does the W store and the big C store and the store with the little red triangle. You know, that's what makes the world go around. But it's how you come about that profitability. Profitability in business is not a dirty word if it's come by with honesty and integrity. And that's what I've always aligned ourselves with Car Connection. Thus, the reason we developed the Car Connection Business Network, it was from our listenership on both networks that we were on, Big AM Sports Network and another FM station in the Buffalo area that reaches right down into parts of the Mississippi. So we had big reach. And you got to learn how to play this game. Because when you do, you know what happens? You win every time. You win every time. Because just like the banks, they're not there to help you move forward and make oodles and scads of cash and be protected from the tax man cometh and taketh away. They're not there for that. They're there to keep you paying interest. They have their place in the food chain. Number 2, the car manufacturers, they're not in it for you. They're in it for the billions and billions of dollars they make for themselves. So they don't want you keeping your car any longer than a couple of years, and they're continuing to come up with schemes and tactics to get you out of that automobile and get you frustrated, cheesed off, PO'd, the whole package, so that you go nuts to this, I'm just going to go get a new one. That's what they want to hear you say. That's what they want to hear you say ultimately. And these things are coming unglued. Plastics galore. Plastics and heat in the engine bay do not work. If you go downstairs right now and you look at any automobile that I'm working on, including the FJ, there's no plastic on the engine. Just the engine cover that's pretty, that just clips on the top. The valve covers are metal. The housings are metal. The only one thing that I better fix right now before the armchair warriors get me and gag me with Gorilla Tape is the thermostat housing is plastic. Yeah, but it's safe. It's not going into meltdown. We've had plastic thermostat housings for quite a while, and I haven't seen any melt yet. But it's all the engine parts, intake manifolds, plastic, lots of heat there, valve covers, lots of heat there. That's where the oil leaks are going to happen, and that's where the fire starts. And they know it. They stinking know it, that valve covers leak even when they're metal. But now we make them out of plastic, so they leak sooner, because they want it to have a fire, And when there's a fire in the engine bay on today's cars, because there's so much plastic in there, plastic is what? What is plastic? Gasoline. It's petroleum. So once it catches, a vehicle's in flames, engulfed in literally minutes. It no longer takes 20 minutes to burn a car down. 3 minutes. It's done. The insurance is writing it off. You ain't getting it back. And thus, you go and get another one. See the game? You got to know the pages in the playbook. And this is the playbook, folks. We are not to be consumers. We're to learn how to become a prosumer, and I'm here for you. Niall Motormouth Jenkins. I got enough experience to pull us through this, folks, if you're willing to grab hold of my coattails, listen, and learn. Remember, the do does and the did is done. So that's step number 3 to today's It's Fun Friday day. Again, is I can teach you to win the game every time. Every time. So if you have an older automobile, stop listening to the goon squad that says it's old, you need to replace it, blah, 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 it's getting older, tomorrow's going to be older, next week it's going to be older, you need to think about getting rid of it, you're putting parts into it, you're spending money on it. Well, this new stuff, it's going to bury your savings account if you have one. Because they want it just to hang in there long enough for you to step outside a warranty, and then it's your dime. Their words, not mine. That's their words. And I'm not going to tell you who said that, because that might be just enough for me to have to start putting together a hacksaw pie. Yeah. Or hide under a rock somewhere. No, fear. False evidence appearing real. We just need to know what the cat is doing so the mice can get him tied up and put away in the closet faster. That's all. That's all we got to do. So that's enough for Fun Friday. Come and join me tomorrow morning for 1 hour of Q&A. Again, a reminder, get your questions in by high noon today. And it might be just one. It might be your question that's pulled for tomorrow morning. So stick around. We got a lot more coming at you here in the Car Connection Workshop and all the platforms we're on for you. More ways. We have more ways now than ever for you to watch, listen, and engage. And remember, folks, cars don't break when it's convenient. They break when it hurts. Have an amazing, phenomenal Friday. Happy, healthy motoring, my friends. Peace, patience, and kindness. Always come back and visit us Monday through Saturdays for the morning Motormouth Drive at 8 a.m. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Bye for now. Have a great weekend.